What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zoe, 02JULY24 DFS here to bring you that WNBA slate breakdown for we got a 4-game WNBA slate. Huge slate. It's been a while since we've had at least 4 games on the slate. I am excited to be able to break this one down. Definitely ready to go ahead and get into it. As always, if you guys are new here, make sure you guys go ahead and pop that subscribe button. Go ahead and subscribe. It's free, no charge. You're getting good free content over here. And make sure you guys drop a like on this video if this video or any of my other videos have helped you guys win some money. Now that that is out the way, let's go ahead. Let's look at some stuff from last night real quick. Quick recap. Try to get this done in under a minute right here. But first game, we had the Phoenix Mercury taking on the Connecticut Sun. As expected, when I did the breakdown, we got the news that DT and Rebecca Allen were game time decisions or questionable due to their back stiffness and stuff like that. As expected, they didn't play. There was only an 8-woman rotation. So if you were able to go ahead, look at the starters, maybe decide, okay, I was going to play Cloud or Brittany Griner or Clear Copper, you did pretty well. I myself, I went with the value in Mac. She was very high owned, very high owned. So it didn't kill you if you went ahead and you played Mac either way. But nonetheless, if you were able to go up, pay Cloud or Copper, you should have did pretty decent. BG did not pay off her price tag at all. Going over to the other side of the game, though, some of the stuff that we broke down in regards to the guards. Guards went out there. Carrington, she did what I expected for Carrington to go out here and do. Whether or not if DT was out there or not, she still went out there. She smashed. If you guys paid attention to the video and you made it to this part where I was talking up Burton, I talked her up. Before the news, I was already on Burton. Burton was my value pivot off of Sims. Sims started. Either way, if you would have ran Burton, you would have ran Sims, and you could have played whatever stud you wanted with that combination. You would have crushed last night. I, unfortunately, myself, I got onto the Mac train. Oh, they're starting Mac. She's a pretty good player. They only have 8 girls. They're going to have to play her. I threw myself off with that. I should have stuck with what I was on. That right there, shot myself in the foot. I'm not even going to lie. But hindsight 2020. Either way, still, if you were able to play AT yesterday, which she could have had a triple-double if she would have activated this rock a little bit more. A couple more assists. Carrington didn't do too bad. Bree Jones, if you came down off of AT, played Bree. She had a pretty good game. Wnba Bonner, like I said, you have to depend on Bonner to actually go out here and score, which she's not going to always do. She didn't have that great of a game, but all around, not a bad win over there for the Phoenix Mercury. Going over to my Dallas Wings, taking on the Seattle Storm. Game ended up being a blowout. But Arike, like I said, she's going to play. She played 39 minutes. So if you played Reek, she still was able to go out there and go ahead and get us those minutes. And she still was able to go out there and get those minutes. She went out there. She balled as expected. 39 minutes, 6 of 18. If it wasn't for the garbage time, she would not have got there. She would have not gotten there at all. The 5 steals that she had, 3 assists, 6 rebounds. Shot pretty bad from the field. 3 of 9 from the field as well. Jewel Lloyd, if you pivoted to her instead, crushed it. Skylar, if you didn't play Skylar, you definitely did a pretty good night. Of course, starters over here really didn't run too high, but the steals and stuff and the block and everything that Ezzy, Lloyd, them were able to get, they ended up paying off their salary. So it was a very low scoring night. So all in all, if you avoided some of the landmines that were on the slate, you definitely did well. Low scoring. I tried to win my Queen of the Court qualifying ticket. Did not win that ticket last night. Cashed in the regular contest and stuff just because, again, it was low scoring and whatnot. But we're back at it. It is a 4-game slate. Excited to break that down. So starting out with the injury report, we got a rematch of the Commissioner's Cup. The Minnesota Lynx taking on the New York Liberty again. No news really to report for either one of these teams. I know the last game fee was a probable with a risk, but looks like she's fine, good to go. She played in that last game, so no issue to worry about right there. Chicago Sky taking on Atlanta. Will still out. Mielik still out. Over here for Atlanta, AP is still going to be out, and so is Ryan, so don't got to worry about them. Canada was slated into the starting lineup finally in that last game. Expect for her to start once again, and she played the whole first quarter. I'll get into that in the breakdown, but very high on my girl Canada. The Fever taking on Las Vegas Aces will be the second time that they will be matching up. No news to report for Indy. And Tiffany Hayes is doubtful to play, so we're not going to have to worry about Tiff Hayes. That means that it's going to put Martin back in play and Clark as well off the bench. For Washington taking on the Sparks, Austin is expected to be out. Samuelson is out. Sykes is out as well. For the Sparks, Lexi Brown is going to be out. And Zara Stevens might make her debut tomorrow. She has come out and said she's in contact practice. She is fully expected to play before the Olympic break. So she might play today. She might play in one of these other upcoming games that they have coming up. So definitely something to keep an eye on right there. Before I head over to DraftKings, which is the site I play the most on, quick thing. Going over to the Patreon. Again, if you guys looking for the prop plays, the money line plays, or anything like that we put out, It's not only myself that's putting out these things, it's my boy Jay, BK. We all drop all of our stuff over here on the Patreon. It is only $5, and I promise you, you make that back within your first week. This right here, same game parlay. It was a 7-legger that my boy Jay had put out yesterday for the Storm and the Dallas Wings game. That smacked last night. As you can see, playing it over on BetMGM, they have low alt lines that you can alt and still be able to make some pretty decent money over here. If you're looking at it, the long-term game is about just building up your bankroll, making some money. Whether or not, if you have to alt the lines down to something that is more favorable for what you can get. You don't always have to take the line that the books are giving us. Just like how Taco Tuesday today is probably one of the best times for you to be able to make some bread over there on Prize Picks. Things like that. You have to take advantage of those things, especially on the books. You don't have to just always play what is available and what they give you. And if a play doesn't look too good, you don't have to force it. That's how we tend to lose our money. But if you're looking for the plays and things like that, definitely check the link down in the description below for the Patreon. It's always a fun time betting on Big T, who went out there, played a good chunk of minutes, and just couldn't get anything going. Like I said yesterday in the video, I will be dropping my tennis stuff. A lot of the plays for right now, they have been pushed back, not postponed, but pushed back, just because they had to finish up some games from yesterday due to the weather, and then also some games did get delayed again. That's why you guys will keep seeing me looking over here to my left at my other monitor, because I am watching some of the games as well for some of the plays that I have going. But if you guys are watching this and you guys, some of the plays have not started already, go ahead, get them for free. But if you would like more of my tennis stuff, because I will be dropping stuff for tennis throughout this whole competition right now, if you guys are looking for that and you guys actually enjoy the tennis content, I will continue to put out more tennis stuff as it stands. But right now, don't worry about what the odds say. Yes, I bet minus 285. Yes, I bet minus 255. But you pair up a couple of these plays together, you actually get it down to like a minus 110 or a minus 108, which is good odds to go ahead and take. And I already did the research, things like that. All I need right here from the several plays, the 5 plays that I have, if I go 4 out of 5, 3 out of 5, I'm still going to make some money off of my rotations and things that I have out here. And then also some of the slips that I went ahead and I put up for Prize Picks as well. All right, so looking at it over here on DraftKings, if you guys don't got an account, you want one, check the link down in the description below so you guys get that deposit match bonus to join you over here on the King. We have $20K to first. Get your lottery ticket in. It's only $15 to go ahead and play this lottery ticket. Don't waste it on a home run slip or anything like that. Go ahead and just play your lottery ticket on this right here. That's all you got to do. That's it. All right, so Minnesota taking on New York. You already know New York is more likely going to come out here and put they foot on their neck, or at least try to, in regards to it, because the Lynx, they celebrated like they won the championship out there, which they did. They won the Commissioner's Cup. This literally is a rematch of exactly what we just recently saw in that game. Fee, she balled out. She had a pretty good game. Carlton, she went out there. She had a very great game. Caleb McBride really didn't do too much. Courtney Williams went out there. She balled so hard. We were pretty much all over her in regards to what she was going to be able to go out there and do. Played pretty much a high amount of her minutes out there, 33 minutes, 34 fantasy points. Looked very good. All in all to say, over here for the Minnesota Lynx, I am not too heavy on too many pieces from this game right here. Both these teams, they actually play some pretty good defense. This will be the 3rd time that they're meeting up for the season. Let me make sure I am correct on that. Yeah, this will be the 3rd time they will be meeting up for the season. Granted, the totals in those games, a little up and down in regards to it. First game was a blowout in regards to the Lynx blowing out the New York Liberty in that first game. Then, of course, in the second game, like I said, New York has to be able to do something. They've lost 2 games already to the Lynx. I would imagine that they should be able to come out here and actually win this game. But the pricing over here for all these players, McBride, not going there. She really hasn't done too much for me in regards to this matchup, unless she's able to go out there and knock down some buckets, and she's playing on the road. I really rather play McBride whenever she's at home. Also, that price tag at 8,700, there are better guards that I see on today's slate. It's a 4-game slate. I'm not forcing anybody into my lines today at all whatsoever. The matchup isn't there. I'm not going to worry about you today. McBride, no, 8,700, way too much, way too expensive to me. Alana Smith, matchup going up against Jonquil Jones. We already know she's going to be splitting some minutes out there with Dorka. I don't see the upside for her at the 8,500 price tag. Fee would be the only one that I honestly would consider over here from this team. I'm not going to bet that Lightning is going to strike twice for Carlton to be able to come out here and just light him up for the buckets. I understand that she's had pretty much 2 decent games going up against them. At that price tag for her at 7,700, I think there's other spots we can go to on today's slate. Really, maybe Zendelicini would be someone I would consider as a value play, but not anything that I'm going to force. I'm kind of out on the Lynx on the slate. But going over here to New York Liberty side, Stewie, Fee, $500 difference. I'm going to say Brianna Stewart. He's been pretty consistent in both of the matchups going up against them. In that game going up there, it took her a minute for her to actually get the scoring going and ththings like that, but she did. 42.25 fantasy points. She dropped 40 plus fantasy points in both of the games that she has played going up against them so far this season. So definitely will be more on Stewie versus trying to go up there and pay for fee. Again, I would expect for New York to come out here with some type of identity, something to actually beat them. They've lost to this team already twice this season. I'll go ahead and I'll take New York's money line. They're playing at the crib. They're playing at the house. I definitely like the upside. Sabrina sitting here at the 10-5. I'm not going to say I'm jumping for joy to come and play Sabrina at this price tag. Not with Sloop back in the starting lineup. Maybe I want to, not even maybe, I want to see her price come back down into that 9K range before I jump back onto the Sabrina bandwagon. I'll say that second game that they played going up against them, of course, in the Commissioner's Cup, she played good. Of course, Sloot was coming off the bench. The ball handling responsibilities were in her hand, but 10-5, again, there's better guards on the slate that I don't feel like we have to force and get to there. It's a 4-game slate. Why am I going to do that? Jonquil Jones, again, as always, if you're going to play one line with Stewie, play your other line with JJ. If you're running multiple lines, you already know that one of the two can go out here and have a good game, but I will say I'm playing my flag on Brianna Stewart. And of course, you guys know how this is going to go. I normally cannot get Stewie right, but I'm going to take the chance. Today is Stewie. Today is the Stewie game. Stewie's going to go out here and she's going to make us some money. Love the upside for her right there. Even with Sloot inside the starting lineup, I will have some interest in Laney. Laney, she really is do it all. She will be out there for the defense. Decent in regards to trying to guard McBride and do what she can out there. Very much has found her shot. Has been pretty hot over her last several games. Going up against Atlanta, of course, she always plays pretty good going up against Atlanta. But in this matchup going up against them, she's only popped off in the second matchup. First matchup didn't do all that hot. If she can actually get a shot to fall, 8100 makes for a GPP option, but not anything that sticks out that I feel like you have to actually get to. And then of course coming out here, Thornton 6200. I'm not going to go there even though they don't have Babe Sabley. She's playing off the bench. The upside is not there for her. If she was starting, I would definitely have more interest in her. Sloot GPP option 6900. Don't think that you have to get there. I would imagine the minutes should be ticking up more for her. Again, she only played 13 minutes in that second game going up against them. Of course, that was off the bench. First game, Sloot did ball out. She balled so hard. 6,900, you definitely can consider her. That's why I said she will be a GPP option if you land there. That's not bad. We know she's going to be able to dish the rock, get the assist. That is definitely in her strong suit in the upside. And if she can somehow knock down a couple of shots, that's definitely in her repertoire. We know she, dedicating the season, moms. So I always kind of like playing players that have a chip on the shoulder. Don't mind it. Definitely some interest, but not anything really truly that sticks out over there. Really, main play over there from New York, that's going to be Brianna Stewart. Going over to Chicago, Chi-Town Barbie taking on the Atlanta Dream. This will be, I think the second time that they will actually be facing the Dream, if I'm not mistaken. If not, it might be the third. Give me 1 second to look real quick. This will be the second time they'll be facing them. Angel Reese popped off in that first matchup going up against them. Went out there, had a double-double, which today, if you guys don't have a sportsbook over here on DraftKings, I would highly suggest that if you can bet on DraftKings, go ahead and do it. Right now, they have a special going on for Angel Reese to break, I think it was Candace Parker's double-double rookie streak, and she has a chance to do that. She is averaging pretty much a double-double. It's like plus 125, so good money right there. Definitely will take that right there. Love it. You can also use, they have a no sweat promo going on as well over there for the WNBA. Paired up with that, if you're worried about losing money, it's only $25 for the promo that you can put max on it. I would definitely take advantage of that. Angel Reese to go ahead and break that. I love the upside for it. Definitely will be a bet for myself on today. I really cannot express how much I actually do like that right there. Now, outside of that, Angel Reese at 10-3 going up against Atlanta. Tina Charles is the only one that you have to worry about out there as far as the bigs. Atlanta, they are pretty weak in regards to when it comes up to giving the rebounds. We know that's pretty much a big thing for Angel Reese. Very good on the offensive glass. A lot of her points do come from her getting putbacks or getting to the free throw line, which she typically gets fouled from getting those offensive rebounds and things of that nature. The upside definitely is there. I'm not worried about Nas Hillman. I'm not worried about Nia Coffey out there trying to defend her because Tina should be having to deal with Cardosa unless Reese ends up playing a little bit of the center spot, unless Izzy or someone else gets themselves in foul trouble. Upside for Reese, tremendous. Love it here. 10-3 definitely will be in my player pool in regards to a play that I will take a stab at maybe. Definitely trying to make multiple lines, trying to still win my Queen of the Court seat. But 10-3, good price tag, good spot. Don't mind that. Don't hate that at all. Definitely will take that. Everyone else over here, Marina Marbury, 9-1. I will say I'm not going to play 9-1 from MM unless she can go out here and get the shots to fall. That's going to be the biggest thing. That always is the big thing whenever it comes to her. Yes, she can stuff the stat sheet and everything else, but too far and in between. And to tell you the truth, in all honesty, this is a quote-unquote revenge spot. A spot right here for our girl Kennedy, who is in the starting lineup. She's only priced at 8,300, coming off of 26 fantasy points in that last game, going up against a tough Minnesota Lynx defense. And now you got your former team that drafted you, that pretty much wished you away, just kicked you out. I understand that she played going up against them earlier this season. She only played 15 minutes, and it was one of her worst games of the season. Understand this. Carter had just found out about, I want to say it was either her aunt or her mom, somebody had been diagnosed with cancer. Somebody had been diagnosed with cancer for her, so she went through a little slump. She's now in the starting lineup. The shot attempts are there for her. She can also dish the rock. She is literally going to be the fastest person on that court. Alicia Gray is not going to be able to match her with the speed. Canada, she is fast. I will give it. Canada is a very fast, twitchy guard. But I do not believe that Canada will be able to stop a running downhill Kennedy Carter whenever she actually gets the ball and decides she wants to go. Definitely can see her playing with a chip on her shoulder. It is going to be in the A. So I like it. Upside is there. 8,300. I'm not going to come up here. I'm not going to play for at 91. I'm not going to do that. Lindsay Allen, I understand. She popped off in that last game. I take that as a outlier game for Lindsay. No one else could really get the shot. She was pretty much damn near perfect to start the game. 3 of 5 from 3. Look at how many times she's actually taken that many 3-point shots. Very far and in between that we've seen Lindsay Allen do that. Don't be fooled by the outlier game. Now, if Lindsay can actually go out here and she can string together another game where she drops another 25, 28 fantasy points, then I will start to take it into consideration that, okay, her consistency is actually there. But right now, still an outlier for me. I'm not going to go and chase that. I'm not going to go there at 68. I will find a way to go ahead and get up here to Carter. That's just firmly in play for me. Everyone else over here, rotations, not worth it. I'm not going to go there. Cardosa, very much 7,900. Get down to 7,400. I will actually consider you 1 of 9 from the field in the last game. Rebounds, she is definitely rebounding. She's doing pretty much that. The shot blocking, she probably should be able to go out here and get a good number of blocks going up against Tina Charles, especially because Tina is very flat-footed whenever she actually takes a shot. She does not jump whatsoever whenever it comes down to her actually shooting, things like that. So the upside, it could be there for a card to actually be able to get us a little something, but not a must by any means. Definitely GPP option that you can actually take over there. Over here for Atlanta, really it is 2 players for me and 2 players only. Tina Charles, highest usage player over here for Atlanta, 9,600, going up against a weak interior. Even with Cardosa being out there, and of course, Angel Reese, we know Angel's not really blocking. She can definitely swipe, things like that. But a weak interior defense going up against them. Tina, master of a good mid-range game, can definitely get you back you down. Get a funky-ass hook shot. And again, like I said, flat foot shot that she takes. She can do all of that. Rebounding, if she actually decides that she wants to rebound, the rebound advantage can be there for her. As we do know, the Sky, they are very 2-point reliant. Very, very 2-point reliant of a team. They don't have the 3-point shooting like they need because a lot of their shot attempts are coming right there in the restricted area or damn near 5 to 10 feet from the basket. If Tina decides she wants to go out there like what she did going up against New York Liberty in that game and grab the rebounds, which I was blown away by how many rebounds she was grabbing in that game. If she can go out here and do that exact same thing, double for Tina, wouldn't be surprised if she actually get a couple of steals or a block here going up against them. This could be a smash spot for her, no doubt, no lie. Look at what she did the last time going up against them. 32 minutes, she dropped 40.25 fantasy points, upside to the moon for Tina Charles in this spot. Love it. 7 rebounds, 22 points, 3 steals, a block, and an assist. It's there for Tina. Cheyenne Park is not out there on the court. Upside there, immense. I like it. I love it. Speaking of Cheyenne, this is going up against her former team. Looks like she's probably capped right around that 15 to 20-ish range. You definitely can go ahead and take her. We already know revenge runs deep in some of these women's veins. Going up against them, 25 minutes, she dropped 32.5 fantasy points. So, again, you can mess with that. I'm not really going to go there. We already know that Tanisha does not like Cheyenne. She doesn't. She's very reluctant to go ahead and play her. I'm not going to force it. Now, the other player that is very much in play for me, and I really, more than likely, not even more than likely, boom, I'm just going to say it. Canada is in my lines. Canada will be in my lines. 7,500 going up against the Chicago Sky. She can push the pace. She practically, I'm very sure, she would have played majority of the game. Well, not majority. She played majority of the game, but she really was not coming off that court. They relied very heavy on her. The ball was in her hands a ton in that game going up against New York. A ton. All Canada got to do is come out here, and if she decides she wants to take about 12 shots, she can be a very efficient player whenever she's out there. The playmaking, I know it's there. The defense, it is there. She's a very good two-way guard. 7,500 is 1,000 too cheap still for Canada. The upside, the value for her ceiling, what she can actually have in this matchup in the spot, I still love it. I'm pretty sure 30, 35 fantasy point type game for her, 7,500. That lets me get up to the bigs that we have on the slate. I do want to find a way to go ahead and play Asia on today's slate. And I will be able to do that by playing a player like Canada at the 7,500, who is mispriced still on today's slate. Love the upside, love it. Especially with AP not being out there, where I know she's running the point. She is the point guard. She has to play point. I'm not worried about Haley Jones. Haley's minutes are up and down. Not even worried about that. GPP, if you want to pivot or zag while everyone zigs, you can look at Alicia Gray, definitely in consideration. 8K, not really having to pretty much be the de facto guard or handle the ball as too much. More can be out there relying for her to get her shots or look for some easy shots that she can actually take. I would look to that right there as a possible play that you can go to. Other than that, again, not forcing or anything like that. Two players that mainly stick out to me over here on Atlanta is what I really want to go to. What could possibly be one of the games of the night? Anytime Caitlin Clark's on the slate, you already know they're pretty much the game of the night. The Indiana Fever taking on Las Vegas Aces. Anytime Clark's on the slate, you already know they're going to give us big prize pools, things like that, so on and so forth. Over here for them, Fag Bentley, back. Fag Bentley looks good. Played 13 minutes in that last game, 12 fantasy points. She's still pretty much putting up a fantasy point per minute. If they ever decide they want to shake up the starting lineup and actually start Fag again, I'm definitely just locking her in. Like, the girl plays. She balls. She balls mad hard. Sorry, got interrupted in the middle of recording this. I got a phone call. Back to where I was. The Indiana Fever taking on Las Vegas Aces. Again, in fact, Bentley was ever to be put back in the starting lineup. Still putting up pretty much a fantasy point per minute. Would love the upside for her. Wouldn't hate that at all. But really, it's going to come down to Ken Clark, Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, who all have the ball in their hands for a pretty good chunk of the game. And Kelsey Mitchell not getting benched for whatever random behind reason because she comes out and misses 3 shots. That will definitely dictate if this game can stay close. First matchup with them, it didn't stay too close. I want to say that the Aces, of course, in Aces fashion, it was like 99-80 or something like that. Let me see if I can find that game log. But Caitlin Clark, she's definitely come on. She's looked pretty good in her last couple games. All 5 out of her last 5 games, she's gone over that 30 fantasy point mark. In 29 minutes, she dropped 24.75 fantasy points, 2 of 8 from the field. She is going to be dealing with that Jackie Young or Chelsea Gray defense. I would imagine it would be Jackie. I would definitely put Jackie Young on Clark. Give her someone who's physical, who's long, longish, who's physical, big, and can, rough you up and play very good defense. I would imagine that is exactly what Clark's going to be dealing with. We already know they'll play Clark. They'll run her into the ground. She will be out there 4 minutes, play 39, 38, 40, 35, 37 minutes. So long as she's not in foul trouble, game is, even if it's close, out of range, she's going to play. She's going to be out there on the court regardless. So upside, it's there for Clark. If she can go out there, damn near triple-double in that last game. I'm not going to say that's what she can go ahead and get versus the Las Vegas Aces. A lot of the attention and focus will be on her out there. 8 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. Maybe she can give us a little bit more in this game. Upside is there, 10-7, GPP option. Not really going to force it. But Aaliyah Boston, system play, going up against Stokes. Centers going up against Stokes have actually done pretty decent throughout the season. Boston, she definitely is. The connection is getting there with her and Clark. I like the upside that I'm actually seeing from both of them. Again, Boston looks like she's in shape. She's running the court very well out there. In that first matchup going up against the Aces, 26 minutes, 24 fantasy points. She actually gets up to play against, another Gamecock out there in Asia. Definitely wouldn't hate it. 9,800, definitely good price tag for her. Mid-tier option right there at the big studs position that you can go to. And then, of course, Nalissa, if you want to come down, go ahead. Nalissa's always lower owned than Boston anyway. You can come down here. Just hope Nalissa can stay out of foul trouble and is being productive on both ends of the court. 19 minutes, 19.5 fantasy points, a fantasy point per minute when she was out there going up against them. Upside is definitely there for her. Everyone else over here, I don't see this really being an E-Weezy game or Hull, Samuelson, or anything like that, so I'm not going to force any of those guys over there. Going over to the Aces side of things, though, Asia, 13-5. Nalissa ain't stopping that. Fag Bentley ain't stopping that. If she just stays aggressive, the game stays close, she really can pop and give us a 50-60 fantasy point game. I really love this spot for Asia. I got it circled. Like, she plays very well going up against Aaliyah Boston. She plays very well going up against this team, period. And they just got to keep it close for at least 3 quarters for me in order for me to get all of the potential that I can get out of Asia Wilson. Like, legit. All last season, she dropped over 50 fantasy points in the spot. All of them. 13.5, I'll pay that price tag, hopefully hoping that she might be lower owned. But a lot of the sharp people in this industry, whenever they look at it, they know what Asia can do. They typically try to jam her into the lines. But again, Asia 13.5, I'll go ahead and I'm trying to find ways to go ahead and build and get that right there. Outside of that, we already know that the Fever, they're going to give up 3-point shots. They're going to give up shots, period. Jackie Young, Kelsey Plum, the upside is there for them. Plum, definitely a bounce back candidate after coming out there and was legit a stinker in that last game. 1 of 8. We know Plum, she's going to jack up those threes. If she can actually get them going, she will have go out there and have a pretty good night. Versus the Fever in 32 minutes, she dropped 31.5 fantasy points, 3 of 4 from 3. Definitely a get right spot. Well, not 3 of 4 from 3, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, and 3 of 10 from 3. So definitely a get right spot for her. That game was, of course, without Chelsea Gray. Chelsea Gray is back, 7K, another one of those mid-tier guard options. 26 minutes, 34 fantasy points, upside to the moon for my girl, Chelsea Gray. She definitely had it going in that last game for them, 7K. I like the upside for her here, especially with no Tiffany Hayes. With no Tiffany Hayes, that is going to put Clark, it is going to put Martin into the rotation, and I would imagine some minutes for them. We know Kate Martin was someone that they relied pretty heavy on in the earlier part of the season. She was out there. She played pretty good minutes. 22 minutes, 24.75 fantasy points in that game going up against the Fever. I'm not going to say that's what she's going to go out here and get us here in this spot. But with no Tiffany Hayes out there to soak up those minutes that she was getting, 24, 17, 20, 24, 21, Martin should see some minutes actually in this game. Or either we're going to get a bump in some minutes for Gray, who still, even though they won't say it, looks like she's still capped right around under that 30-minute mark. I definitely don't mind taking a chance or a stab at Martin, who, if this game does get out of hand, she could give us some pretty good value at that 3,400 price tag. That would be one of my value plays that I would actually consider on today's slate, something that I would want to go to and get to on the slate all around. So definitely something to consider over there. Other than that, I'm not going to force or go too deep or look at anything else and just go super crazy right there. But yeah. All right, getting ready to go into the last game. If you guys haven't already subscribed, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content I got go over here on the channel. Like I always say, if you guys are enjoying it, make sure you guys hit that like button so you don't miss anything. Hit the like button to support the channel and subscribe so you guys don't miss anything. I always be messing that up. All right, going over to the last game of the night, which I really actually do like it. It looks like it should be a banger. 2 of the lower tier teams in the league going up against each other. 162 total, the 3rd highest total on the slate, and a pretty decent spread as well. Not big like everyone else. It is a 1-point spread. Looking over here on the Washington side, Sykes is out, Carly is out, Austin is out. Pretty much we've been seeing the same rotation. Leah Edwards, she played off the bench in that last game. They started Misha Hines-Allen. If Edwards is actually in the starting lineup, I really do actually like her here in the spot. 7,400, the price has come down. This is a rebounding matchup that she should actually be able to go ahead and crash the glass. Also be able to get some of those easy looks that she was getting early in the season right around the rim. The defensive upside as well in this matchup for her looks very well. 7,400, I really do like it, especially if she is actually able to start. 24 minutes, she dropped 24.75 fantasy points versus them earlier this season. Great spot for her. Outside of that, Dolson, she's turned back the clock. This is Chicago, Sky Dolson. 5 straight games of 30+ fantasy points. She is killing it from 3. Multiple threes in every single game out here. She is rebounding, defensive upside, all that is there. If you can play Big Mama Dolson, go ahead and play her. Right now, I feel like she has a pretty safe floor of at least 30-ish fantasy points out there for her. She's playing. I'm not too worried about Emily coming in here taking some minutes, unless Dolson somehow gets some foul trouble or she's just not playing up to par. That's the only way I see it. They see them taking her off the court. Washington relies pretty heavily on the 3-point shot, and that's what Dolson is bringing and what she gives them night in, night out right now whenever it comes down to it. So that's why we are seeing pretty good production from her. Outside of that, definitely think you can mess with Atkins here in the spot. 9K GPP option, not anything that you have to force. I do believe the upside for Van Loo at 5'6" is definitely there for her. Versus them earlier this season, in 30 minutes, she dropped 31.25 fantasy points, 9 assists, 3 rebounds, 12 points. This is pretty much kind of that same spot that Cloud was in that last game. I love Van Loo's assists today. If you can actually get those over there on Prize Picks, Underdog, any sites that you actually play assists at, if they have her at 5.5 or 6, I'm taking the over. I am taking the over. This is a really easy smash spot for her to get the assist. The Sparks are leading the league in regards to opposing teams getting their assist. So upside for her here is tremendous. Love it. Outside of that, I'm not really going to force too much else over here. I will say, even if they start DD, those minutes were not there. 12 minutes in that last game, even though she got the start 5.5, I see her as a GPP for going to her, but I would just find the 1K more I need to get up to Van Loo, or maybe just come down the 200 more and just the 200 less and go ahead and play Jade. But SWK, I don't like the fact that she's priced at 6'1", but she is seeing the minutes. That's the issue. She's a very low fantasy point per minute producer when she is out there on the court. That is the other issue for her. 13 minutes, she dropped 6 fantasy points going up against the Spark earlier this season. If you somehow land on her and you have no choice, and it's that ugly, unfortunately, I would play her. But, I ain't gonna lie. 6'1" for SWK. 5-6 for Van Loo. Just saying. Just saying. All right, going over here to the Spark side, really only thing for me, definitely need to know if Stevens is going to be in or out. If she plays, I highly doubt that she's going to start. Should be off the bench, maybe 15 minutes max for her. Definitely will be working her back in. But Bam, I like her here. They started her at the center position going up against the Phoenix Mercury in that last game. Again, going up against this spot, I don't mind her. She definitely is faster than Dolson. She should be able to get up and down the court very easily. 45.25 fantasy points, something that we're more used to seeing her have out there. 29 points. I want to say that either tied or was close for her to get her career high. Like her here again in the spot going up against Washington earlier. 37 minutes, she dropped 47 fantasy points versus them. Rebound galore for her out there in this game. 11K, I am all aboard the Wnba train, back on it again. Don't see any reason not to actually want to play her here. Ari McDonald, 8,200 again. Ari, like the upside for her as well. Against Washington, she only played 3 minutes in the game, but we know she's starting the playmaking duties that she has. 10 assists, double-double, definitely there for her. If you can get her assists on the books at 5.5, take the over on that. Love the upside for her here as well for that. 8,200, really another mid-tier guard. So really, you can go mid-tier guards on today's slate and pay up for your studs and then just find that one value piece that you actually need to get. It's very, very, very easy, and I see that multiple ways for us to get there here on today's slate. Outside of that, I'm not really going to mess with the lead. Don't think this is a key in their slate. I definitely will have to have interest in Burrell and Zaya Cook just because they are getting the minutes in the rotation off the bench. Definitely in consideration. Rakia Jackson, I'm kind of out on her. Really don't see a need to play her. 7,600 versus them earlier. 31 minutes, 14.25 fantasy points. A lot of what she does, get into the paint, get those little mini shots, things like that. I don't see that happening right here in this game, so I'm not really going to go there for her. Really for me over here from the scene, it is Wnba, it is McDonald will be the main two I have the interest in. And then second tier would be Burrell and Cook off the bench. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me. If you guys are looking for player pool cores, all those things, remember, check out the link down in the description below for the Patreon so you guys don't miss that. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not done so already. Like I always say, we'll have a prop video since today is Taco Tuesday. Taco should be dropping around 12 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully, we get a good WNBA taco. We'll drop a couple of plays for you guys to take that. We are killing it on the prop videos, by the way. So definitely, if you guys enjoy props and you guys like that content, check it out. Make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss it. It's your boy Zoe. I am out. Good luck. Cash out. 20K to first. Peace.